parking lot, a Toyota license plate 193MGN. So unless it's got some remote feature, you might want to check it. Next is that at the end of the program, any HEA members that are interested are welcome to stay in the gym to listen to your union leadership deliver a message for about 10 minutes. That's up to you. That will be after the program. And then we will be doing, the worst kept secret in the world is that we're doing new t-shirts in the Commons after the program. And if you aren't able to get your shirt, don't worry about it. We will connect with your building principal or your site supervisor and make sure that everyone gets their brand new shirts, okay? All right, we're super excited, and now we're gonna kick things off. So Dave, if you can hit the house lights for me.
Oak Street campus, and I'm currently participating in the early college program through PCC. I am honored to serve you as your student MC today. First off, it is my pleasure to invite RJ Cornelia, one of our new student representatives to the school board, to the stage to sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you so much, RJ. That was amazing. Now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce Superintendent Reiman. Superintendent Reiman has dedicated his professional life to education and has lived and worked in the Hillsboro School District for 20 years. Prior to his current role, Superintendent Reiman served as an educational assistant, teacher, elementary school principal, director of English learner and migrant programs, executive director of teaching and learning, and assistant superintendent. Superintendent Reiman is a passionate advocate for multilingual education and the advancement of career and technical education. He is committed to creating and sustaining partnerships that unlock opportunities to students to achieve their personal and professional dreams. Without further ado, please help me welcome Superintendent Reiman.
Good morning, welcome back. Bienvenidos. Wow. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you, musical artists, the Mariachi Sangre Azul. Thank you to RJ for a beautiful national anthem and to our jazz musicians this morning and as we dismiss today. I also wanted to give a special thank you to Deborah and Kevin, who are our ASL interpreters. They're going to help me out today. This means applause. We worked it out so that if a joke falls flat, this is applause. Okay. Thank you, Liberty High School, and everyone who's made this happen behind the scenes. This is amazing. I didn't know how this would feel. I've worked for the Hillsboro School District for 20 years, and I've never been so happy to be back at a kickoff event. We haven't done this since 2016. Thank you for being here. After all we've been through together, I want to start by saying thank you for all you've done for young people in our community. Today is all about looking forward, but as a dad, and as an educator, and as a person who's really concerned about the health and safety of our kids, thank you for everything you've done. De mi corazón, gracias por todo lo que hacen ustedes. All right, looking ahead. Welcome back. Who's in the house? Let's hear it. This is going to be like a mini rumbling wave. Off Holiday Ridge, are you in the house? Brookwood Elementary School, are you in the house? Butternut. City View. Eastwood. City View. Eastwood Elementary School. Farmington View. Free Orchards. Groner Elementary School. Hillsboro Online Academy, are you in the house? Emily and Indian Hills. Jackson and Loud Acres. Lennox and Lincoln Street. McKinney, Minter Bridge, and right on. North Plains, are you in the house? Orenco and Patterson. Welcome back. Quitama and Reedville. I see you. Rosedale and Tamarack are brand new schools. Ripon, South Hillsboro. Tobias and W.L. Henry. All right, so West Union and Witch Hazel. Even brought their sign. Middle schools, one at a time. Evergreen, where are you? Pointer Middle School. R.A. Brown. South Meadows. All right. I hope you brought your people. Century High School. Glencoe High School. Hill High. Liberty High School. Oak Street campus, small but mighty. Yes. Behind the scenes, there are teams that support all the work that we do. Can I hear it from our HR team? Business office, repping the hats. Facilities crew. We have a small team that just completed a giant bond by completing Tamarack Elementary School. Is our bond team here? Technology services and the blinky lights. Nutrition services, are you in the house? Transportation, are you in the house? So good. Thank you for welcoming. Student services, are you here? Office for School Performance, are you here? Communication, special shout out to Justin, Jemai, and Beth, who spent months. Now, we have a special VIP section up here. If you're in nutrition services or transportation or facilities, you got us to Liberty today. You drove buses to get us here. You set up breakfast for us. You got the lights on and the air moving. Thank you. Thank you for everything you do to make school possible for our students every day of the year and most days during the summer. I'd like the chance to recognize some community partners this morning too. The Hillsboro family includes many community, state, and national leaders who partner with us to help our students succeed. We are honored to have a few guests here to celebrate with us this morning. I'd like to welcome elected officials, Oregon State Senator Winsve Campos, Oregon State Senator Janine Salmon, Oregon State Representative Representative Susan McLean. And Hillsboro Mayor Steve Calloway. Steve, can you show us your badges again? We also have with us HEA President Mary Kay Babcock. HEA Vice President Angela Adzema. HCU President Bethany Schaffner. And HCU Vice President Carla Brokaw. We have some higher ed partners here today from PCC. We have Jose Esparza, Courtney Gaynor, and Vicky Sanchez Lopez. We also want to honor this morning some of our healthcare, industry, and city partners. We have Dr. Lisa Bossetti from Virginia Garcia, Stephanie Caballero from Virginia Garcia, Alicia Halsapple from Virginia Garcia, Chris Barber from the Oregon Air Show Charitable Foundation, Judy Willey from the Oregon Air Show Charitable Foundation, Lynn Nelson from Gyrus Semiconductor, Courtney Martin from Intel, and Christy Wilson from the city of Hillsboro. Career Pathways is one of our themes for today, so you'll see where they come in just a second. We also have the most wonderful Hillsboro Schools Foundation, Aaron Carlson, Executive Director, and Matt Brennan joining us this morning. Our Schools Foundation has donated millions of dollars literally to you as educators and to us as a school district for our programming. So thank you, Hillsboro Schools Foundation, for celebrating with us today. I also wanted to recognize our HSD Board of Directors. We elect board members to govern our schools in this school district. Our directors serve 4-year terms and give countless hours of volunteer time to support our schools and strengthen public education in Oregon. I'd like to introduce Board Chair Mark Watson. Vice Chair Yvette Pantoja. Director Nancy Thomas. Director Patrick McGuire. Director Erica Lopez. Sheehan Kim and Director Monique Ward could not be with us today, but I want to thank you all for your love and commitment to our students, our staff, and our community. Thank you for your service. I've been told as the new guy that I need to tell people who I am as a person. Hi, I'm Travis. I'm 44 years old. I enjoy playing music and baking bread and being outdoors in nature. I eat Cheerios each morning for breakfast and peanut butter and jelly sandwich each day for lunch. I'm old enough that I still read newspapers, but I'm young enough that I can communicate my thoughts and feelings using only emojis. These are my 3 main thoughts and feelings. I'm a Sagittarius. Yeah. And I'm an introvert on the Myers-Briggs personality test. And I'm proud to represent introverts who've learned some social skills here today. Today is a growth opportunity for me, and maybe being in a room with this many people is a growth opportunity for you too. I'm glad you're here. I have a wonderful partner and wife named Krista, who also works in HSD. Have you met her? We have 2 great kids who go to school in HSD. Have you met them? Aren't you great? Please go easy on those kids. They have us for parents, and kids don't get to choose their parents. We know this. On July 1st, I began my service to this community as superintendent. I'm the 5th superintendent of the Hillsboro School District since smaller districts unified in 1996 into the bigger district that we know today. My plan is to stand on the shoulders of great leaders like recently retired Superintendent Mike Scott to continue HSD leadership as the best school district in the state of Oregon, the best place to grow up if you're a kid, and the best place to work that I've ever found in my whole life. You know, something special that I learned is that I'm the first superintendent to speak Spanish. ¿Cuántos de ustedes hablan español también? Un mensaje especial para ustedes, específicamente para los miembros de la comunidad que son multilingües y biculturales. Los veo. Nuestros estudiantes los ven. Los escuchamos. Ustedes representan el futuro de HSD. Yo me identifico como gabacho y estoy contigo. Seguimos para adelante en la lucha. One more thing about me. When I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth. That one landed better than I thought. I think about the past and the present and the future, and in my mind I sing the Bob Marley song. Never forget no way who you are and where you stand in the struggle. They got so much things to say right now. They got so much things to say. You guys know that song? If you haven't, you got a phone. I try to remind myself who I am and where I stand in the struggle. We are all part of it. I want to be standing in the right spot. Thank you for being here, standing here today. I keep brushing my teeth. I think about how much the world is changing and how much of a struggle it is for us to find peace and justice in the world today. How much we struggle to help young people live fulfilling and rewarding lives. How much we struggle to meet the basic needs of all of us, humans. Housing, mental health, nourishing foods, safety, and dignity. I know it's true, there ain't nothing new under the sun. And if you've lived in the present, you lived in all times. But there's something special and new about today. If you were born in the 1950s, there were only 2 billion people on Earth. If you were born in the 1980s, you've only known hot summers. This is from Greta Thunberg's new book. If you get to the last page, you can find the website and print this out for where you live. If you were born in the 2000s, you had a social media identity before you could talk. If you're a kid today, you see a lot of really conflicting messages on your phone, in the movie theaters, on TV, and in our textbooks. Imagine being a kid. As I'm brushing my teeth, I'm thinking about how confusing and daunting all this is. I'm telling you this because this is who I am. Maybe you're this way too. Anyway, do you know what gives me hope? The ability for young people to persevere and thrive, and the ability for a huge number of kind and collaborative adults to help them. Kids have grown up during massive medieval wars. They've grown up through pandemic diseases. Kids have grown up through conquest and genocide and erasure of their identity and cultures. Kids have grown up hiding under their desks, getting ready for bombs to drop. Kids have grown up feeling unsafe in their homes. Kids have grown up not knowing where home is. Maybe they fled their homes. Maybe they're here in Hillsboro. Kids grew up then and they grow up today through social upheaval, political strife, harmful messages in the media, and chaotic communities. And kids persevere all the time, during any generation. You know what makes a difference? You know what gives kids hope? Caring adults. An advocate. Somebody who has their back, even when you mess up, especially when you mess up. Anybody see Trisha DeFazio at the Summer Summit last week? Yeah. Do you know what the number one thing is that kids want to feel from grown-ups in school? Forgiveness. We had a bad day yesterday. I'm glad you're here today. We're good. Let's get to work. That's what kids want. Maybe you want that too. What makes a difference is a caring adult who sees us for who we are, who sticks up for us, who helps us find connection. During any generation and across cultures and political boundary lines, there have always been teachers, counselors, caregivers, midwives, coaches, curanderas, artists, musicians, healers, cooks, community leaders, elders, mentors, and custodians of our precious resources. During any generation, there have been adults who help kids persevere and thrive. During our generation, that's you. I'm so happy you're here. Being us comes with some challenges. We have to take care of ourselves and each other. We have to stay aware of what might slow us down. We need to be savvy. We have to stay informed about what our kids need. We are here to serve them. They are different from us, and the same. The challenge for us is, how can we raise kids with enough power inside them to persevere, to thrive, to change the world around them for the better? How do we find out who our students are? How do we find value in who they are, and maybe help them discover value in themselves? How do we help students move from being passive recipients of information to being empowered, inquisitive learners and collaborators with each other? In HSD, we spent the last year and a half engaging our community in this conversation. We asked our community, what does an HSD graduate look like? Hundreds of staff, students, and families engaged in focus groups. More than 8,000 students, parents, staff, and community members engaged in our process. Today, I'm proud to share that we've developed not only a portrait of an HSD graduate, but also our new promise as leaders and educators in the community to know, value, and empower each student to achieve their dreams. To know. Remember when we knew every student by name, strength, and need? That was the first step, and we'll continue to do so. Value. That's our next step, and that's my challenge today to you. Empower. For me, this is the work. Each little kindergartner is on fire with light and talent and potential. And it's in our best interest to let that little light shine. Yeah. The portrait includes specific actions by us as leaders to help all students become empowered learners, inquisitive scholars, collaborative communicators, and community contributors. In planning for the next 4 years, we've set ambitious goals to make sure students can read in 3rd grade, in Spanish and English and in another language, attend school regularly, be engaged in 1 or more extracurricular activities, be on track to graduate by 9th grade, and finally, to graduate from high school with a plan for the future. The importance of our work cannot be overstated. Success in school changes lives, and it changes our community. We will need every one of us in this room to work together if we're going to achieve the goals that we set for ourselves. To that end, I have 2 messages I want to share with you today. 1, your work changes lives, but sometimes we don't get the chance to see how. Stay tuned. Each of us is a crucial part of the story for students growing up in HSD, and we cannot do this work in isolation. We need each other. For the first part, changing lives. When I was applying to be the superintendent of the best school district on earth, I was stressed out, and I needed to get grounded. I needed a fresh perspective on what really matters in education. So I called my kindergarten teacher. still look a little scared. Marianne Lamont, Mrs. Lamont, but in Eugene we're hippies, so we're allowed to call her Marianne. I called her one afternoon last spring. I had to tell her that I had stalked her on the internet, which was creepy. But she got over the shock pretty quickly, and she gave me her cell phone number, and she said nobody uses landlines anymore. When she picked up the phone, I said, "Hi, this is Travis Reiman, and I'm calling for some advice." She said, "Is this Travis Reiman from the past?" I said, "No, it's just me from today, and I was wondering if you could give me some perspective. I'm trying to be a good leader in my community, and I know everything I needed to know I learned in kindergarten and all that." And she's like, "Yes, that's true." Anyway, we had a great conversation, and she helped me center myself on what matters about school. So fast forward, I called her back when I was nervous about today. I called her on her cell phone after texting her and saying, "Is this a good time? I'm learning social cues. Introverts, yes." I said, "What if you had the chance to talk to, say, 2,000 educators about how much they mean to kids, about how much they mean to the world? What would you say?" And she said, "We don't know what happens to you. After you called me the first time, I called like 6 people and I told them that I'd talk to you. We don't know what happens to you." I was really touched by this idea. So we have some special guests today, students I knew when they were little and now they're big. I want to share their stories with you so you can see what an impact you make. Please enjoy their words and stories. You might not know these particular HSD alum, but I hope you see your students' stories in their stories. I hope you see your students' value and power in their lives. I hope these stories empower you to serve the students that you meet next week.
Hi, my name is Alicia de Jesus Hernandez. I went to W. Henry, South Meadows Middle School, and graduated from Hillsboro High School.
Growing up from W. Henry to South Meadows Middle High, I think it was really a good experience for me. I never had a teacher where I was like, "Oh, they don't want me to succeed."
Growing up in Mexico, I was there since I was born till 8 years old. When I arrived, there was a lot of kids that looked like me. A few teachers.
Yes, so my name is Cantilever. I would definitely say in the beginning, school was pretty hard for me, and that was just adding the element of learning Spanish.
Well, I went to W. Henry. For middle school, I went to South Meadows, and then for high school, I went to Hill High. You know, I was a big troublemaker, and I'm not a troublemaker anymore.
Why Justin, Belen, Alicia, Camille, and Eduardo? These students were all at W.L. Henry when I served as Dean of Students and then as Principal. W.L. Henry is just one slice of the HSD experience, but it's one that I can speak to. We were one of those schools who were in sanctions under No Child Left Behind. I remember reading the letter, "Your school is now in sanctions. You must now provide a bus to any family who wants to go to a different school." You remember that, right? Good stuff was happening at the school too. We had kids with parents working 2 jobs in the fields and making sure their kids got to school every day on time. You won't see it in the video, but Justin talks about his parents doing this for him. Everybody at that school got free lunch and breakfast. Miss Pierce and HSF friends ran a backpack project so everybody who needed it got food for the weekend. Almost 100% of parents showed up for conferences. They still do. Ask Miss Aguilar and the staff at W.L. Henry. These videos are just one slice of the student experience in HSD. Please imagine your own students' faces in theirs. I hope these videos show you what happens when we work together in this community. Let's see what they said when we asked them where they are now and how they found their way.
that I started volunteering at Lincoln Street when they used to do summer school, the migrant summer school at Lincoln Street. When I was at Hill High, I had late start, so then in the mornings I would go to W. Henry. That instead of like sleeping in or anything, I did volunteer tutoring, and then Western Oregon University, where I got my degree in teaching and education. And school district working at Evergreen Middle School.
And middle school, I was part of also like Avid, and Avid was able to get us a lot of tours around colleges, and I didn't realize like how much like I loved engineering until I went to go visit OSU, and that's when I was like, oh, like I like a little spark. Like this is what I want to do. Like this is like something that I really enjoy. I thought at first, okay, maybe like computer science engineering could be my thing, but I was like, no, this is not really my calling. I thought mechanical because I was in part of Los Unidos in the robotics scene, but I was like, no, I don't think this is my calling either. I also took the class with Mr. Cliff for electrical engineering. I was like, this is really cool, but I also I like engineering. I'm just not liking these type of subjects. My dad started taking me to work with him during the summer. I realized like, oh, like I like this type of buildings, but what is this called? Like what type of engineering? What type of engineering is this? So that's when I was like, oh, this is what I like, this is what I want to do. So now I'm at Cornell University and I'm studying for civil engineering.
I think a lot of it was just seeing inspiration through a lot of teachers who I felt cared for me or encouraged me, and I felt like I want to be that for other people. I had a lot of teachers, especially in high school, support me in that when I started to show interest. So I got to do the classes and then spend time in the preschool. I got involved in a club called Ignite. So like I went with a group of other students who also wanted to be teachers, and we met like monthly, I think it was my junior or senior year, and she came up to me, she had this flyer in her hand, and she said, hey Camille, I just heard about this scholarship program called Bilingual Teacher Scholars, and I really think this is right up your alley, something that you should look into. And she handed me the paper, and that's ended up being what I did, was I became a part of that Bilingual Teacher Scholars program at Western Oregon, and that really gave me the resources I needed to be able to come back and teach in Spanish. Really, that stuck with me because I thought not only was she there supporting me and pushing me to do my best, but also she heard about something and it made her think of me.
When I was younger, I'd be watching like sci-fi movies like Sharknado and stuff like that. But then I'd also be watching these random movies on Netflix about a virus or stuff like that. And so that really intrigued me, but I didn't have any idea what that was about. So I think the moment it clicked was when we were first learning how to use micropipettes. Just something about that was just super intriguing to me. That's the first time I've ever used such an instrument. So that allowed me to continue on to go to the PCC program. So I was able to focus on biotech specifically, and that allowed me to get to the job that I'm at right now. I work for Genentech. It's a local biotech company, and they truly care about like patients and just taking care of the community.
I think it's always been a part of me, caught my attention. From embroidery, watching my mom do embroidery, I think color just spoke to me, and patterns just kind of awoken that inner artist in myself. And so when the opportunities in school came to create, that's just kind of where I felt more me. And so in high school, that's when I started working a lot with ceramics and just fell in love with it. And at Pacific University, I took lots of ceramic classes there, and I just enjoyed being there and spending a lot of time around the wheel. And it was something that I kind of wanted to continue pursuing in the midst of, finishing my education as well. I teach art classes, so I teach a lot of ceramic classes, painting, watercolor. It's just a place where I get to create and let my creativity run wild. And I've been with the Parks Department for 10 years now, and so I'm now in the role of as an instructor. I am currently a special education assistant / education assistant at Newberry Elementary School.
What happens to our students? How do they find their way? They had career pathways. They fit the portrait of a graduate that we aspire to today. They went from inquisitive scholars to community contributors. Justin watched Netflix movies and then saw micropipettes. then went to PCC and now makes life-saving medicine. Belen had late start in high school, started volunteering back at W.L. Henry, worked at summer school, and then went to Western Oregon University as a WU scholar. Eduardo did middle school AVID, got inspired by middle school math, went to a college visit at OSU, had high school computer science with Miss Alexander, Mr. Clift engineering, Juntos Unidos Club, mechanical engineering. My dad took me to work with him at the construction site, and that was my calling. Eduardo couldn't be here today. He's studying engineering at Cornell, so he had an excuse. Camille did early childhood education and Ignite, got a piece of paper from Kelly Purdy, her teacher, and became a WU scholar and a bilingual educator in Hillsboro. Alicia was inspired by her mom's embroidery, did art in school, did high school ceramics, went to Pacific University art classes, got a job at Parks and Rec youth programming, is an arts educator for 10 years in Hillsboro, and is now going to be a teacher at Blueberry. As I listened to them, I found that each of them also felt a connection and felt valued in our schools. Let's listen to what connection these students had in art, music, and athletics that helped them find connection in school and helped them find themselves within the school community.
Sports was very big for me in high school. So yeah, I did cross country all 4 years. It started because a friend of mine from middle school really wanted to join cross country, but she was, we were going into our freshman year and it was summer practices and she didn't want to go by herself. And so I went with her just to be supportive. And then there were some older students there, seniors, juniors, who were really, really cool and really welcoming and friendly. So I also did softball for all 4 years. And again, just having a team, just having people to lean on, people that you maybe don't have classes with, that you maybe don't know super well, but you see them around the school and you can say hi to them and you know that they know you and appreciate you. And I wish everybody had a club or a team, every student. I just feel like it's so important to have, a smaller group that you can really feel a part of, whether it's, whatever interest that person has. I feel like that's been really important for me, having groups that I can relate to. And I wish every student could have that.
Something about music is that it really helps you be calm and find peace. And I joined band in 6th grade. That's when I played with Ramon. And I also moved into jazz band. One of my friends, he told me about the mariachi band that was happening in, I think at that time it was on Lincoln Street. I was like, oh, that's something that I really want to do, because I was like, I like playing music, and but I also want to play some other type of music that represents me, culturally, my flag, the flag that my parents have, the Mexican flag. I was like, I want to sing in the mariachi band, and I'm playing in the mariachi band, and we're the traje, and the moños, and all of that stuff. And like I said, music really helps you escape from everything else that's happening outside, and it helps you relax.
I never considered myself an artist, and so I'm kind of even changing that for myself. I'm a maker. I love to make things, from even music, art, so all these mediums. I love to sing. I'm learning a little bit of piano. This artistic inside of me that I think growing up, I thought I maybe needed to push aside a little bit to focus on my studies more, and maybe I thought that was more important, but really it's having these both things supporting each other. I think that I'm growing up, I'm realizing the importance of having these two things that are together. Having it as always something part of you. It's not something that you just do in school and you kind of walk away from. So you continue doing it throughout your life, and you always find yourself going back to it. Oh, I remember I learned hot cross buns in music class, and you can still play. That's powerful. And so I always say that don't compartmentalize. Try to use these two things as you are navigating yourself through your career. If you love the arts, go for it. Let it take over you, and you never know how that is going to help you be successful in other areas.
Alicia says, don't compartmentalize. Be a whole person. I wish everybody had a club or team. Others spoke about the power of family and church as well when we talk to them. The fabric of our school communities includes strands of all these different extracurricular and co-curricular activities. One of our goals for this strategic plan is to connect students to extracurricular activities in HSD. Band and choir and sports are opportunities that change lives. And so our D&D club. Unity Club, Champions, or just learning to design digital music or comic books, or working summers at the Falcon Farm. Anyway, any way we can help students connect with their talents and connect with each other helps them achieve their dreams, both academically and professionally. Let's hear from our former students when we ask them about you.
I've shouted out a couple. I know Myra Martinek was my 5th grade teacher, and I also had the pleasure of student teaching with her, actually.
Kissinger, Pendergrass, Miss Tomura, Miss Olivas, and Miss Paniotu. All the cooks from elementary school, middle school, high school stood out to me. They would always say, "Oh, have a good day," whenever I get my food and walk away. I just wouldn't think, "Oh, let me ask how their day's going." It just never clicked in my head, but they would always be there for me. They'd always be there to serve good, decent food, and like, they'd always be super nice to us. Like in high school, if I didn't have enough money in my account, they'd be like, "Oh, don't worry about it, it's okay." And then I didn't have to worry about it. Just like PB&J sandwich. TAs, they were super nice. Like in South Meadows, if we're having like issues with the subject or whatever, the office people, of course, if I had a question, they'd be able to answer it. Same thing for like elementary, middle, high school. They were all really understanding and super cool.
I remember a bus driver when I was, I think, at Hill High. He was always so kind. There was a few times that he would see me running around because I woke up late. He would stop the bus and wait for me, because there was bus drivers that even if they saw you running, they would just leave. If you were in the bus stop, they would stop and like wait for you. And like, I was like, "You made it. You barely made it." You know? And I always loved having conversations with the janitors, like just life lessons that they taught me. I have memories of the janitors that worked at Hill High. I think they were all Latino, Hispanic janitors, and women. There were women too. There's one, she works at Evergreen, her name's Griselda, but she was there when I was at Hill High. And she said that she remembers me running around Hill High trying to get to my classes because I didn't want to be late. So she would always see me rushing around, which was really funny because she's like, "You are a student at Hill High and now you're a teacher, you have your own classroom." And, you know, she's always so kind, and I always try to keep my classroom clean because I don't want them to do extra work, you know, if my kids are making a mess.
Gilbert, yeah. Who was the janitor in W. Henry. He was a teacher there, he wasn't chef, but I don't know why, but always seeing him, like, it always made, like, my day. He always had, like, a good energy, because everybody, like, in my school loved him. Yeah, he always told us jokes, like, because we'll be like, "Oh, like, how are you here so early?" And then you're always like the latest one out. You're like, "Well, he's like, I sleep in the janitor room." So I was like, "Yeah, I sleep standing up." We were just like, "What?" Like, "What do you mean?" Like, "Yep, I'm just standing up and I'm just sleeping."
Every time I look back at W. Henry, there's like a lot of things that happened growing up. But it was really the power of relationships and connections that I made from everybody, from my teachers to the assistants there. I lost my mom when I was in 3rd grade, and this was like right during spring break. And I remember that was just like a moment in time where I felt like, "Oh no, I don't even get to go to school." And I think that speaks to just the power of connections with the teachers and the staff that I made. I remember just an outpouring of love and support that they showed me when I came back.
Alicia lost her mom when she was in elementary school. I was with her sister Elena at Pointer at the time. Shout out to Mr. Press from California. Elena says she remembers us welcoming her back. You can see in these clips the bridges including humor and warmth, academic supports, rides to school when kids are late, knowing students by name, and the caring and nurturing we provide when a tragic loss happens. I hope this is inspiring to you. The final clip we'll see today is a message to us from our former students about knowing, valuing, and empowering every student to achieve their dreams.
Overall, the reason I went to PCC was just because Pendergrass would always say like, oh, they have such a good program and it's cheap, and as a first generation student, I would come from a family that has a lot of money. That pointing out programs such as the biotech program at PCC is such a good idea, even though it's like such a stigma to go to community college, although it's such like a good starter, especially if you don't know what you want to do or if they have something that you're interested in that no one else has. And it's cheap. Like, I think that's like just pointing out small stuff, small programs, small things, small scholarships for students, especially like for Latinos, first generation, just and a lot of scholarships that they pointed out. So that helped me a lot to know, oh, I want to go here. And I think one thing that stood out was the excitement that most of the teachers have when it comes to their subject. Like Pendergrass, he's excited about biotech, he loves it. That I was able to get attached to that and like get excited for biotech. Mr. Gallia and Ms. Yeager, they're excited about just history and stuff like that. They make the class super fun. Ms. Kissinger, she loves math, and she makes it super fun. Like every teacher I've had has had some type of excitement towards their subject that was able to make me want to be in their class.
You know, teachers have this opportunity to be role models, to be, to show students that they really care. And I think that I really deeply remember all the teachers that have shown me that they've cared throughout the years. And I think that's not something that leaves a person knowing that their teacher cared about them.
Encourage more for Latino students. I feel like, a lot of them think that they can't achieve great things. And for many years I thought the same thing, that just knowing my status in this country, I felt that high school was going to be the end for me. That was the only thing I was going to achieve. I remember Mr. Hillis would always make me feel comfortable in his classroom. He would push me to like speak up in the classroom, but he would also do it in a gentle way that I would feel comfortable doing so. And Miss Denny, she's still there. Because of her, I pushed myself to do IB language arts.
I don't know how it is right now, but when I was in high school, we had a lot of students from coming in from Mexico and Central America, and not knowing the language, not knowing new to the country, new to the school, and everything was just so new to them. So I feel like they obviously wanted to be known. A simple saying oh hi, I said Gilbert, he seemed like he knew the whole school, and that's why it was so nice to see him. No matter where you went, he would say hi to you, but he would always know you by your name. And then we're oh, how does he know all of our names? How does he know that who we are? How does he remember us?
I especially like the word value, just because every student has worth and is capable of making change, and so I like that word especially. I feel like it just shows that we can show a student that they have worth and what that worth is. That's especially impactful.
At the end, I think empowerment is kind of what we're all striving to do. We're all striving to grow, and especially right now in students' lives they're a very critical time in their growth. They need empowerment, daily empowerment.
I think that's a really good slogan to use. It's already using what has been rooted into the most teachers to do, but just putting it on blast so that students know, because I know some students just didn't click with teachers sometimes. They just thought the teachers didn't want them to succeed. But I know for a fact that every teacher wanted us to succeed.
Well, now you see kids wanting to be influencers or anything, they have dreams. So I have one of my average students who loves cars and trucks. And I'm like, oh, you can be a great mechanic, He's gonna be an 8th grader, but he was already asking me about high school, and he knows about the Hill High program. So he's gonna go to Blanco next year. So I told him you could still go and do those classes at Hill High, and he's already I feel like me telling him that got him motivated to try his best in middle school.
Reaching out to students, you can reach out to the student, reach out to the family, but just don't give up easily on a student, since they're the future of our community. They're gonna make the difference, and we want the impact to be a good impact, not a bad impact. And I guess an example that I have would be with when Ms. Clemens, Ms. Yeager, and Ms. Roberts all reunited with my mom to make sure I got on the right track to complete my Ivy diploma. And if it weren't for them, I'm pretty sure I would have not completed it. I'm pretty sure I probably would have done really bad with my essay and other stuff that I had to complete. So I want to use them as an example for not giving up on me and for trying everything they can, to be there for a student. It would definitely always be in students like mine, for example. I still have memories of all of my teachers. I would mention them all, but that's a long list of teachers that I have. But they never leave my mind, and that's because of all the good things that they impacted my life.
These messages to us as HSD staff are so powerful about being servant leaders, about knowing, valuing, and caring about students, family connections, career connections. I like how Justin put it. It's what teachers do, but it's putting it on blast so that the students know that that's what we're about. Let's have a hand for Alicia, Camille, Eduardo, Justin, and Belen for taking time to share this story. Thank you for the chance for us to know you a little bit better and so that we can see the impact of our work in HSD. I've dedicated a good portion of my time in the last 10 years as part of a team that creates career pathways for students. I firmly believe that that's Janine. I firmly believe that the next step of our equity work is to make sure that 100% of our students graduate with pathways to economic prosperity and self-determination. Our community partners are behind us in this effort, and together we can make sure that our schools open doors for each of our students and that barriers are removed and assets are amplified in a way that makes ours a thriving community for years to come. A few years ago, I read Walter Isaacson's biography of Leonardo DaVinci. When Leonardo wasn't painting the Mona Lisa or making really intense sketches of himself, he was dissecting cadavers and planning cities and creating magical stage productions and designing awesome weapons of war for local warlords. No applause on that one. Okay. Anyway, we all know that art, science, and engineering are connected, right? Leonardo did. Alicia told us in her interview today, don't compartmentalize. But you know who proves this every single day? Our students, and especially our CTE students. I've invited the construction tech crew from Glencoe to help me with this next part today. Please welcome James Bowden, Sureli Bolio Dominguez, and Emily Lynn from Mr. Patterson's class. When I was thinking about a metaphor for our work as educators, and this is where the second message I want to share today comes in, I couldn't stop thinking about Da Vinci's self-sustaining bridge. He designed this bridge to be built using no hardware and no tools. in order to cross a stream or a river. He built this bridge to bear its own weight, to sustain itself. I was thinking about us. At the end of the day, we're all we've got. At the end of the day, each one of us makes a difference, big or small, in the lives of a bunch of kids in our community. We're going to try to pull off a stunt today that symbolizes what we create when we work together, when we lean on each other. I'd like to invite our brave alum to give one more shout out to the adults who made a difference in their lives to help us build this bridge. Belen, will you come up here?
Hello, everyone. This is so hard to choose a person, but I think I'm just gonna mention, everyone who was there for me at W. Henry, South Meadows, and Hillheim. A shout out to all of
them. Justin, will you come up here? Genentech is going to be so mad if Justin gets hurt. Careful. Careful. Micropipettes.
Hi. Obviously, all of you were very important to me. No favoritism, but Mr. Pendergrass, of course, he's the one that really put me on path to. Thank you. Yeah.
Alicia, will you please come up here? Thank you so much for sharing your story, Alicia.
First of all, everyone, because it takes a village, and if Ms. Duran, if you're here today, a shout out to you. Christy Wilson, I see you. You're amazing. Thank you so much.
And Camille, will you please come up? I have to share as Camille comes up that she ended up student teaching with Mrs. Martinac, and in that classroom was my son. So special thanks for taking care of our kids.
Shout out to Myra Martinick, of course, for just being an amazing mentor to me, and also to Kelly Purdy.
Eduardo couldn't be here today, but he would for sure give a shout out to Miss Hill at South Meadows for inspiring him in math. I would like to personally recognize Eduardo's mom and dad, Francisca and Feliciano, who helped Eduardo figure out how to do school. For me, they're a big part of Eduardo's bridge. This bridge for me symbolizes the work we do together as educators, families, and community partners. I hope you find meaning in this metaphor. Thanks to our students, current and former, for helping me share this idea with you today. We're going to take a quick photo, so if we can give a little round of applause to these folks. This was when I went to Glencoe and talked to Mr. Patterson's class. James was there and he said, "We got this, no problem." Each spring, our board of directors and I get the chance to attend graduation and celebrate the accomplishments of each graduate. Each spring, I wish that each of you could see the faces on our students as they made it over that bridge. the sense of accomplishment, the sense of perseverance, the sense of empowerment. I wish you all could see it. So last spring, we set up some cameras so that our graduates could tell us who was that plank in their bridge that got them across. Again, edited for time, Justin, Jemai, and Beth, thank you very much, who cut up this footage to let you celebrate with our students the inspiration that they got from you so that you can find power in going back to school this year. Please share in the joy of last year's graduates as they cross the bridge.
What up, Marshawn? Thanks for everything. You gave me so much confidence, and I know I'll succeed because of you.
My name is Madison Davidson, and I want to say thank you to Mr. Fagan. He is the best art teacher I've ever had, and he made school a little less sucky with art. Thank you.
Thank you to every teacher that I had throughout all high school. I want to thank Mr. Peterson, Ms. Betty, Ms. Clemens, Mr. Big. I can't think of all of you, but everyone who I had. Just thank you so much for the greatest 4 years I've had in my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss A, because we're getting my together.
I just want to thank you for being the best teacher ever, supporting me and everything. You helped me a grand line. You don't even realize it. And I just want to love you so much, and I'm so sad I'm leaving your class this year.
Why is it your car?
Hi, Miss Emery. We're graduating, and I'm going to miss you a lot. You're like one of my favorite teachers, and you're always there to help me out, like no matter what it is. So thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, my name is Rosalia, and I'm most thankful for Miss Emery. She really helped my transition from middle school to high school so smoothly, and she's always been there for me and supported me.
This is Kalena and Lilia. And we just wanted to say this to Mr. Rice because we are so appreciative of you and how you helped us in the last few years. And we wouldn't be here without you. We really wouldn't. And you helped us graduate. We love you so much. We love you and we'll miss you so much.
And our message from Mr. Target.
And we love her so much. She made our 4 years of advisory so fun and so special.
She's always was just a good part of our day. We always look forward to her class, and she's just so happy, and she always makes us feel so comfortable, and we just love her very much.
And she helps us with everything. Thank you.
I'm just cracked. I appreciated all the stacks. Thank you.
Mr. I was going to say, I'm thankful for everything you did for us. You know, you're putting the grind, so
Miss Lator, Mr. Gibney, Miss Easton, and Miss Bishop, who is retired. They have made a giant impact on my entire life, and they also had me yesterday, which means that they know that they made an impact on my life, and it just meant the world to me.
I gotta say, I give a shout out to Miss Dex, Mr. Gerard. I just love those teachers. They got me through some hard times. I just appreciate it.
thank you, Miss Coates and Miss Brenda, for setting up my life ahead of me. It means so much to me. The years I got to know you two have truly been some of the best years of my life. I will continue through the medical field, and each step of the way, I will remember that you guys have made the biggest impact on my life. Thank you so much.
I'd like to give a huge thank you to Mr. Reason.
Shout out Mr. Ross for being the GOAT.
This one goes out to Mr. Thomas, the best year government teacher in the world. 5, 6, 7, 8. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you have the time of your life.
Yo, 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 what's up? I'm Tanny. Hey, shout out Miss Lewis, shout out Mr. Reynoso. Y'all some real ones. Y'all helped me through high school, for real. Appreciate it.
Miss Pearson! It's Olivia. And we made it. We graduated. I learned some things, and I became a better person. And I can't thank you enough. And I'm just so grateful. Thank you for the second. Bye.
Hi, Mr. Shane. You're the one who speaks for the trees. We love you. Yeah, we love you.
Thank you, Mr. Ball, for always allowing your students to have their creative freedom. We love you, Ms. Ball. We love you, Free. Thank you for everything you've done.
And thank you, Mr. Patterson, for everything you've done.
Hi, Miss D. You're an amazing polymath, and I love everything you do.
Thank you to Brian Pendergrass for helping me out and putting me through the biotech program over at Hill High. Thank you very much.
Okay, so hi, Mr. Ackerman. It's your favorite student. I know we've had a little differences, but I enjoyed my time in your class. You always made it fun, and I'm just going to keep those memories with me. I will return your Sharpie, or by the time you watch this, you will have your Sharpie. I'm gonna see you and I'll return it then. But anyways, thank you so much for having me in your class. And then Mr. Shea, you're the OG, and I appreciate all the love you showed me throughout the 4 years. And yeah, because I gotta go. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for listening to my ideas today. All this is why I live and work in Hillsboro. Mr. Ackerman, did you get your Sharpie? Okay. If you have already been part of our students' stories, thank you. If you are new, welcome to HSD. You are part of a new family, and we'll help you find a home and serve kids here in our community. As you start this school year, please know, I believe in you. Our kids believe in you. Are you up to the task? Yes, you are. Yes, you are, and yes, we are together. Together, we got this. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Take care of our kids. Make it a great year. Thank you. Time to party! Have a great day, everybody.